Hey there, amazing, gorgeous people. All right, today we are talking about being an introvert and showing up on video. One of the things that people don't know about me is that I was extremely scared to show up in person, to speak, to do videos. I mean, my heart would shake and I would feel like an imposter. I knew when I got into this business, and let me just say, this was happening even when I was a child. I would avoid going and public speak in front of the class. I would get away with it. My teachers would let me, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I overcame feeling this, this disgusting feeling when it came to video, because I knew video was going to be extremely important for me to propel my business. I knew if I wanted to have an online business, even though I do recommend in those first few years, reaching out, joining the Chamber of Commerce, networking groups, places that people can get to know you. Write a list of 20 places you're going to reach out locally. And that also goes for your own doctor, your own gym, your own health food store. It's very important for you to have collaborations locally to you for people to refer you and also to build a referral network. But I knew that I wanted to build that online business. I knew that I wanted people to find me on social media, to find me on YouTube, and to hire me. So number one, if you're an introvert, you're going to be scared to show up. One of the things that I always say is lessen that overwhelm by getting a good camera for your computer. I love Logitech 1080. It's a great camera. It makes it so that you don't need to buy a Diva ring light or have any extra lighting. It will be in high definition and it will make you feel more confident. Number two is to write down what are the topics you want to speak about. It may be scary to do video, but you have to start practicing. So I like to go onto YouTube or TikTok or Instagram and do searches. I would say more TikTok and YouTube, and see what are high view videos. I also like to go into online magazine publications such as Mind, Body, and Green, and see what are trending topics to be able to talk about for my videos. I like to think about Mythbusters. I like to think about what I wish I would have known 15 years ago, what I wish I would have known in my healing journey, behind the scenes of my daily protocol, my supplement protocol, how I healed X issue, so that you really start with origin stories and that people get to know what you're about and what your business is about. After you've done a lot of those story kind of videos, it's great to start collecting videos that you can use as trainings. These would be videos that you do actually if somebody wants to opt in, or if you just want to make it a free opt-in on YouTube and not have them opt in at all. They're great to do. Let me show you an example. Even these days, I find that I do best with having a PowerPoint presentation. A PowerPoint presentation will give you the direction to take people through that video and give you a call to action at the end. A CTA is what we also call it, a call to action. And this will help you to decide, are you driving them to a free group? Are you driving them to a one-on-one call? Are you driving them to a group program? So you actually define what that call to action is going to be. Let me show you one of our PowerPoint presentations that we sell at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. So right here, let's just show this. If I was going through this as an introvert, of course, I was a gut coach and I would pick something like this. Hormone health is a really hot topic, and I feel like people more identify with hormone health as a problem than gut, but it's my job and it's your job to tell those behind the scenes stories, inform them, educate, and also lead them through your story. So on your first slide, you're going to talk about the topic. Your second slide, you're going to introduce yourself, give a little short paragraph about yourself. This is your short bio. This is great if you're pitching to podcasts. It's great if you're pitching yourself to a doctor's office, chiropractor's office, spa. And you want to talk to them about how gut affects hormone health balance. So what you can do is you can paraphrase. I would, of course, say, how does gut affect hormones? And then did you know that your gut helps regulate hormones? I would give a little story here. These micro stories are very important to have. And I would talk about how gut is imperative to be healed in order to have healthy hormones. And you can talk about the estrobolome. You can talk about gut and estrogen. Common signs. This is where I would hold on this for like a minute. I would talk about those signs of imbalances, whether it's hormone, gut, because we're relating the two, and make them really sit in those feelings of imbalances, because that's where people most identify. What causes gut problems? We go into exactly, you can paraphrase off of this. Antibiotics, chlorinated drinking water, diet, hormonal birth control methods, over-the-counter medications, refined sugar and processed foods, toxins. Give a little story about each one of those if you can. And again, this could be 3 minutes that you're spending. If you have a 25 PowerPoint slide, we'll have to see how many slides there are in this. You're gonna, on average, be about a minute a slide. Get comfortable. I would say the most important thing for introverts with video is to practice. And that means go and sign up for a free Zoom account. Practice this over and over until you get comfortable that you can go into paraphrasing and that you can go over, talk about what you eat, talk about the things that you eat for gut health. I would talk about the fact that I had brown rice today, meat, and cultured vegetables, and how cultured vegetables is so important at every meal. I would talk about kombucha or kefir. I would talk about, in this, we get into get cultured. I would talk about all those cultured things leading into the get cultured. Reduce inflammation. Limit the use of antibiotics. Talk about your favorite antibiotic. Talk about your favorite probiotic for after antibiotic use. For mine, it's Saccharomyces boulardii. So that would be one of my favorite brands of that is Florister. Rethink hormonal birth control. Consume more healthy micronutrients. So you're taking them through the hero journey of balancing their hormones and gut health. We're talking about the right probiotic right here. We just talked about probiotics in my little micro story. And then the next step with you. This is where you insert, is the call to action to join your Facebook group, is the call to action to get a one-on-one discovery call because you're building up your one-on-one, is the call to action to launch a group. Most importantly, make sure your call to action aligns with what you just took them through in that training. I like to have a training that's like a mini video series. You can have that as a great opt-in page. The person opts in and they land on a page that has your welcome video. And again, doing these little videos, you don't need to overwhelm yourself. I know it can be scary to do it, but this is why we practice. You can have your low welcome. You can have on one of the downloads, like download this free guide. So with so many of our workshops, we give a guide so you can have them download something digestible right there, because we don't know how people process information. I think it's very important to show up on video marketing. And remember this, the first one probably will stink. That's okay. But you're going to practice. When I look back at some of my first videos, they were horrible, but I did them. And some of them have like 12,000 views on them, my early videos. You just need to get out there. You need to get visible, know your niche, know your messaging, know who you're speaking to, because what you want to do, which is why I love when we include like symptoms on some of our PowerPoint slides, it's because people really identify with symptoms. People identify with the problem. They identify with the problem more than they identify with the transformation. So you've got to take them through that hero journey. The last thing to do with your videos, I talked about lighting, I talked about a camera, I talked about practicing your training, is to believe in yourself. When we first start coaching, we don't have any clients, but I want you to think of all the people that you've helped for free. There's so many people. You probably have been the person that everyone goes to, whether it's friends and family, and they're like, what do I do here? Because they know you for a certain thing. They know you for being that person for eating healthy or for talking about hormone balance or gut health or anti-inflammatory eating. They know you for all of these things. So make sure that you are nailing down your niche, talking about videos that have to do with your niche, and going and doing those searches, YouTube or TikTok. Guys, I hope this has been wonderful. In the comments below, I put our niche course. I put Master Your Holistic Bundle, which is a free PowerPoint. You can test drive our content. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. You can always friend me on Facebook. I always check that other folder. I'm here if you have any questions, and drop a question below if you want me to answer right away. It's been a pleasure to be with you guys. I will talk to you soon. And again, my name is Rachel. Bye, guys.